what is this research method all about. So what I'm trying to say here is, always remember, whenever you do the uh, research method section, it is always important to understand what you are doing and what software you are going to use. Macam saya tunjuk dekat slide, where is the slide? This one here. These two here. Okay. So ada banyak statistical software which is available in the market, but you have to understand, you have to know which is the most appropriate statistical package software that you need to use. But maybe I can suggest to you, because you come from a non-statistical background, macam saya pun non-statistical background, but and our statistical methods are not going to be very detailed lah, as compared to budak-budak statistik, maths, engineering, or so on and so forth. So I would suggest you just remain between SPSS, ANOVA, AMOS, PLS, yang itu saja. Don't go beyond that, because if you go beyond that, boleh, tak ada masalah. But the problem will happen is because these softwares, this statistical package ni can do most things, and some of the outputs may not be related to what you are studying. So just don't go too much of macam benda-benda lain lah. And always remember that statistical package is not magic. Whatever you throw in, whatever you bubuh kat situ, dia akan calculate juga, and they will give you an answer. Okay, that is very, very important. Okay, all right. So today, in the last lecture, we went through descriptive analysis. So we have understood what is descriptive analysis. Okay, what does it do? Always remember, descriptive analysis is only to describe over here. Okay, nampak? Is it clear? Saya belum buat slideshow lagi. I just wanted to show you the overall first. All right. So this was last week. Why we use it is over here, because we want to predict something in the future, but we don't make any predictions, nothing yet. We just find out what is it all about. Mainly dalam research method chapter, the descriptive statistics or analysis will come in the beginning of the study. Okay, that's what you know, what profile of the respondent, profile of the study, characteristics, berapa ramai umur dia orang, how old are they, how young, what is their educational background, kalau you nak interview engineers, how many years of experience do they have, things like this. This is very descriptive. Okay, it's very descriptive. So descriptive focuses on answering the how, what, when question saja. But why? No, nothing else. Okay. Bila you nak buat why, then you move into inferential research. Inferential. Okay. So dalam descriptive, we are just explaining very general saja. Okay. So example of inferential. Okay. Example of inferential. Takes the data from a sample and makes the inference about the large population from which the sample was drawn. Okay. So inference itu mengambil sedikit sampel daripada the big population. Okay. Let's say the population yang we are interested is kawasan Batang Padang. Okay, sorry, Perak Tengah. Okay, Perak Tengah itulah satu kawasan yang sangat besar. That is your population. But if you want to study kalau kita pakai example ni, how much does a household spend on a house mortgage? Then kita ambil sampel lah. Sampel Taman Maju, sampel Taman Bandar Seri Iskandar, sampel Taman Maju, Bandar U, and so on. So that is our sample. So based on this sample, we can post it back to the population and say, this is the answer. Okay. So kalau kita nak ambil population secara keseluruhannya, it's going to be very big, because you're talking about Perak Tengah. Daripada lepas sikit pada UTP tu, Taman Maju tu sampai hujung botol-botol pun is Perak Tengah juga. Tapi that is so big. Okay, but what you can do is you can take an inferential, you ambil sebahagian kecil, dan ini you can justify back to the population. Okay, that is inferential research or inferential statistics. All right. So we have also studied about categorical variable, continuous variable. Don't worry if you tak hafal benda ni ke, you forget about this. Nothing to worry. Benda ni it's not to say you kena tahu. Yes, you have to know, but don't worry. You can find this information anywhere. Okay. And these are methods. Okay, yang ini ialah cara-cara how you buat analysis untuk descriptive statistics. Okay, because descriptive statistics, they don't need any detailed statistics. Okay, you only need to know how to do your mean, median, very simple sahaja. So these are the things that you can do. For example, mean, median ini disebut sebagai central tendency. So when you say you conducted a central tendency on a descriptive analysis, so what it means is you have done the mean, median, okay, and then kalau you nak buat interquartile range pun boleh, dispersion, ini semua dalam descriptive analysis punya research. Okay, so these are methods. Yang ini slide nombor 32 shows you the methods or the measurement methods on how to analyze descriptive statistics. Okay, so I repeat myself. Slide 32 over here shows you how do you want to measure descriptive statistics or descriptive data. So what are the methods used to measure descriptive data or descriptive statistics? So this is what you have here. You ada ada dua cara yang biasa korang buat lah. Okay, so today we will continue a bit more detail. We are going to look at correlation. Okay, correlation. Okay, so correlation shows the strength and direction of a linear relationship between two variables. Okay, so what variable are we talking about? Okay, let's start with the example. So example di sini ialah macam biasalah saya akan pakai example losing weight. Okay, so this is exercise. Okay, exercise, and this is puasa, and this is food intake. Okay, so ketiga-tiga ini kalau kita amalkan, kita boleh lose weight. Okay, kita boleh lose weight jika kita selalu exercise, jika kita selalu puasa, and jika kita selalu kurangkan makanan lah. Okay, so dalam correlation analysis, we want to see what is the strength of this. Kita nak tahu how much of exercise do you need to lose weight. Or we can say, if I exercise more, does it mean I will lose weight more? Or if I puasa more, would I lose weight more? Or if I eat less, would I lose weight more? Okay, so we want to find out how much of this effect of this. Berapa banyak percentage of this effects here. Okay, so that is what we say is the correlation. So it can be a single correlation, it can be a double correlation. Ada dua variable di sini, 1, 2, or it can be a 3. Maksud saya, gabungan between all of these three gives you the best weight loss. Contohnya, if you exercise, yes, you can lose weight. If you puasa, yes, you can lose weight. If you eat less food, yes, you can lose weight. But if you combine all these three together, exercise, puasa, and eat less, you can lose weight more. So dalam correlation, we want to find out how much can we lose, or how much do we need to increase our exercise so that we can increase our weight loss. So what is that? So this is what it means by correlation. describes the strength and direction of the linear relationship between two variables. Apakah itu two variables? In this example, this is variable number 1 and this is variable number 2. Right? So there are two methods in order for you which you can use to justify your correlation. The first method is what we say is a Pearson product movement. Okay, and the second method is what we say as the Spearman rank order correlation. Okay, kebanyakannya you use Pearson lah. Normally we use Pearson. Okay, normally we use Pearson. All right. Okay, so we want to find out which variable causes the highest or lowest, or maybe it's a negative impact. It could be negative. Kenapa pula saya kata negatif? Yes, ada soalan. Sorry.
Doktor, sorry. Bila ayat tu linear relationship between two variables, makna referring kepada IV dengan DV lah. W is DV, right?
Yes, W is DV.
Okay.
W is DV and this is IV. Okay. So when I say, betul lah, let me continue on that. Linear relationship meaning this one lah. Betul lah, this one. Tetapi we can also see two IVs. Maybe you exercise more, you puasa more, you lose weight more. Okay. Tapi look at this point here. Use for one continuous variable plus one continuous discontinuous variable. Okay. So this is the survey part. Okay. The continuous variable and discontinuous variable kita nak lihat dia punya questions. Because in order for you to do Pearson product movement ni, soalan itu perlulah dalam the questions of the survey questions need to be of a certain order, then only you can do it. Okay, that is another important thing saya nak cakap. Dalam statistik ni, what you say, each survey question or the type of survey question also determines measurement mana yang you boleh pakai atau method mana yang you boleh pakai. Macam matematik, jika diberi dua nilai, maka you boleh pakai method A. Jika diberi satu nilai, maka you boleh pakai method B. Okay? So dalam statistik pun sama. If you are using two types of variable yang berbeza macam ni, then you can only do this method. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So this is a very colorful slide about discrete and continuous data. Okay, okay. So let's go on continuous first. Continuous data can take any value in a certain range. Example, length of a film. Okay, any value. You continuous for data dia lah. Okay, that means there is no end for it. Temperature, time taken to run a race is continuous. Okay, discrete, the number of pages in a book. Okay, number of pages. The shoe size. The number of people in a race is discrete variable because this has to be the same. It's discrete. The numbers are fixed. Kalau continuous, number tu can go into any range. Number tu boleh berubah. Okay, number tu boleh berubah. Alright. So measurement of association. Okay. Point number 2. The most common correlation efficient is Pearson lah, macam saya kata. So dia akan define Pearson tu dalam bentuk R. Okay. Jawapan Pearson tu akan keluar dalam bentuk R. Apakah itu R? R menunjukkan range. Either negative 1 or negative 1 or positive 1. What does this mean? Okay, what does 1 mean? Okay, positive 1 bermaksud positive correlation. Okay, positive correlation. Okay, contohnya, for example, height and weight are positively correlated because taller people usually weigh more. Okay, taller people usually weigh more. So there is a positive correlation. Kalau kita balik kepada kita punya example exercise and losing weight, you can say there is a positive correlation di antara exercise dengan losing weight. Betul lah. Alright. Exercise more, you lose weight more. Okay. But there is a negative correlation between food and weight. Okay. Elma, saya nak tanya Elma. Kenapa saya kata there is a negative correlation between losing weight, and food intake.
Because kenapa dia negatif doktor tadi?
Yes, kenapa dia negatif?
Sebab maybe it depends on the food yang dia makan.
Ya, betul. It could be the food yang dia makan. Mungkin dia banyak ambil carbs ke apa. So, there is a negative relationship lah. Tapi, you always have to remember. Sambung sikit pada jawapan Emma. Betul, jawapan tu betul. And you should not, masa you buat research ni, you should not kata, jawapan saya silap. Pearson correlation must always be positive. No. That means it shows something. Maksud dia betul lah. Mungkin dia banyak makan carbs, so weight dia tak turun-turun lah. So, there is a negative relationship. So, masa sebelum kita buat survey tu, dalam kepala kita, we thought a positive relation. Maksud dia kalau dia makan makanan yang bagus, maka dia akan hilang weight loss. Tapi you get a negative relationship. So, it means that your respondent yang jawab soalan ni semua tak makan bagus, dia banyak makan carbs. Okay? Banyak makan carbs, so maka they say untuk mereka food intake is a negative lah. Negative untuk weight loss. Okay? So always remember when you get a negative answer ke positive answer ke, there must be always a reason as to why you get that. It does not mean a positive answer is correct. It does not mean a negative answer is correct. Ada benda yang di sebalik itu. So that one is a bit difficult. Saya pun tak boleh nak ajar itu. Kalau contohnya you buat food and weight loss, tiba-tiba you get a negative correlation. Okay? So you have to figure out as to why this happens. Apakah yang menyebabkan dapat negative relationship? Sometimes in the literature, memang betul, literature akan cakap positive lah, this and that semua. Tapi when you do it, you dapat negative. So it does not mean that your research is wrong. It means that you have found something new and you have to explain that in a very good form lah, because it's something new. Okay, it's something new. Okay, if the correlation, point number 4, if the correlation coefficient bermaksud the correlation is the meaning of correlation ialah daripada exercise kepada weight correlation. Coefficient bermaksud daripada weight kepada exercise. Okay, so memang dalam statistik dia orang akan selalu sebut the correlation coefficient. Correlation means from IV to DV, and coefficient means terbalikkan daripada DV balik kepada IV. Tangan saya pun terbalik. Alright, as one variable increases, the other decreases. This is called negative correlation. For example, age and hours sleep per night are negatively correlated because older people usually sleep fewer per night. Macam tadilah, example yang saya bagi pasal food and weight loss. Okay, so dalam correlation coefficient, we can also see we can also find out that the percentage of IV naik, berapa banyak DV naik. The more you exercise, adakah the more you lose weight? So we want to find out how much more do I exercise and how much dia akan naik. If I exercise 1 hour every day, adakah weight loss saya akan increase? So the correlation coefficient will give you this answer. Testing, masih berada di situ kah?
Masih doktor.
Masih.
Okay.
Dengar.
Alright. Kadang-kadang buatlah macam hello sikit. Okay. Anas, are you there? Anas, Cik Anas. Hello. Okay. Correlation step. Generate and interpret scatter plots. Assist direction. Okay, these are techniques lah of how you do a correlation. Okay, but this is using SPSS lah. Okay. Alright, so we point number 4 kat sini. The most important thing is we want to find out how weak or strong is the relationship. Okay, if a strong relationship bermaksud dua-dua ini positif. You see positive exercise, you see positive weight loss. So that means it's a strong relationship. Sometimes kita boleh juga tengok daripada the numbers. Okay, the numbers juga. But normally we look at positive, and positive that means it's a positive high correlation. Okay. All right. Let's see what else do we have here. Okay, so this is the bila you buat dalam SPSS, you can get this diagram, and if the diagram increases and R, that means the Pearson correlation shows you at 0.9. That means it's a very strong positive correlation. Yang ini negative R 0.9. If it goes down, it shows you a strong negative correlation. That does not mean it is wrong. Negatif itu tidak bermaksud salah. Maksud dia betul, tapi it's what you say, macam tadi lah, food memang ada correlation, tapi it's a negative correlation. It's a negative. It's not a positive, but it's a negative. Maksud dia kita lebih banyak kita makan carbs, then our weight loss will increase. So, but there is a relationship. Ada relationship dia, but it's a negative relationship. Memang ada relationship between food and weight, but it's a negative one. Okay, it's not a positive one. Okay, if your R is 0.5, so we can say is a weak relationship. What does a weak relationship mean? There is a correlation, tetapi it's very weak. That means maybe other variable lain, or maybe your respondents did not answer well, or maybe your respondents memang tak suka exercise, or maybe it's a wrong respondent. So then it's a weak lah. Okay. If yes, soalan.
Doktor,
Yes.
0.9 or negative 0.9 tu ataupun 0.5 or negative 0.5 tu, is it dia akan keluar that number ataupun maknanya above 0.5 tu yang mendekati 0.9 tu di consider strong, and maknanya below 0.5 tu ke 0 tu dia consider weak?
Oh, these numbers will appear in your.
Memang akan appear.
Memang
akan appear 3 nombor ni sajalah
Yes.
Betul? Okay.
Yes. Dia akan appear macam ni. So if ada juga dia akan appear 1, that means 1 maksudnya is 100% lah. 100%. Because you have to kenapa dia point something, because dalam statistik ni we also consider it's not perfect. You can only get 99% out of it. Maksudnya ada kebarangkalian 1% itu. That means we are not saying exercise will 100% give you a weight loss. Memang it's a strong correlation, tetapi kita selalu keep 1% to say that it is not going to give you weight loss juga. Okay, so that is why you get all in point form saja. You takkan dapat jawapan dia satu. A 0.09 shows a 90%. Itu maksud dia. A 0.09 shows you a 90%. Maksud dia dalam statistik. So maksud dia 90% correlation, meaning memang a positive correlation between exercise and weight loss. But kenapa tak 100%? Walaupun kita tahu, because dalam statistik ni, they always keep the 1% to show, maksudnya kita takkan dapat a perfect answer. Okay, we cannot get a perfect respondent. So memang akan ada 1% dia punya setback dia. Okay, so that's why you don't get R equals to 1. Okay, so if you get R equals to 0, maksudnya memang tak ada lah. Maksudnya selama ni kita fikirkan tak ada. Yes, soalan. Siapa tanya soalan?
No. Sorry, doktor. Saya just tulis dekat teks dekat chat box.
Oh, okay. Oh, ada tulis. Ada tulis ke? Ada tulis apa? Patutlah. Chat.
Kan 99% means sebab dia tak boleh achieve satu, tapi dia boleh correlate strong.
Yes, betul.
Okay,
it means that lah. That's why you can never say that. I mean, secara what is it, teori ni pun you can never say that if you puasa banyak you akan lose weight banyak, or you can never say jika saya exercise tiap hari, I will lose weight. I will lose weight. That means, but you still kena tambah juga dengan variable lain. You kena tambah dengan pemakanan, you kena tambah dengan benda lain. And that's why the study, I heard it on the radio baru ni, in order to lose weight, 20% 20% or 30% is exercise and bakinya is the type of food that you take. Kan? I mean, that's what I heard lah. That means, what is it saying is that means it's only 20% je untuk weight loss ni is only 20% of exercise. And baki dalam 70 to 80% is your food intake. So tak guna jugalah kalau you exercise siang, malam semua. Memanglah you burn calories. Tapi you tambah balik dengan calories. So burn, tambah kan. Notice kepada diri sendiri lah kan. Elma, are you there? Lilis, are you there?
Yes, doktor.
Okay.
Yes, doktor.
Puan Tira, are you there? Boleh nak tanya apa-apa ke?
Tak ada lagi.
Tak ada lagi. Ainon, are you there? Are you okay?
Okay.
Okay. All right. So next we move on to another method of how we want to do descriptive. Okay. So example, a correlation coefficient of 1 means that for every positive increase in one variable, there is a positive increase in a fixed proportion. For example, shoe size goes up, perfect correlation with foot size. Okay, so that means there is a perfect naik satu sini, naik satu sini. That is the perfect correlation coefficient. Alright, so these are the numbers. Macam tadi saya kata, positive correlation, negative correlation, no correlation. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So again, when we say a positive correlation, betul lah. Kalau negative correlation pun tak ada masalah. That means ada negative tapi that means there is something tapi it's just giving you the negative effect. Okay, that means it's just giving you the negative. Okay, then you also come untuk p-value. Okay, p-value is the probability that we would have seen our data or something more unexpected just by chance if the null hypothesis is true. Okay, so p-value ini menunjukkan kepada yang tadi tu, the 1%. Okay, so there's always a 1% chance your data that you collect, it's not right. Okay, so that's why they put down the interpretation of a p-value kat situ to say that your data is significant. That means, what does it mean by significant? Apakah maksud dia significant? Okay, significant means actually dalam statistik ada term lain. Tetapi dalam term yang very, very easy, a p-value means the data that you collected is of a high significance. That means responden yang you dapat adalah responden yang telah menjawab soalan you dengan baik sekali. Okay? That means it was never a no, or responden you bukannya satunya semua tua, semua muda, responden you so okay. So that's why jawapan yang you dapat ni is quite significant. It's good. It's a good respondent lah. Okay, it's a good respondent, and it's not that something that you jumpa by chance. Okay, that means you have done your work well, and the p-value is significant. And when you have a p-value significant, that means you can relate back to your population. Sebab kenapa kita relate back to population? Sebab we took the respondents as sample sahaja. Okay, so what is p-value? The probability that you collected your data by chance. That means mungkin you dapat ni secara tidak sengaja. Okay, but when you say a p-value is significant, shows that your data is of a good quality. Data yang you dapat, respondent you dapat, semua bagus-bagus. Okay, alright. Next we can also do a frequency table dalam descriptive. This is quite easy to do lah. Frequency table ni macam inilah dia. Okay. Example, survey of 100 smartphone users in Perak. Buatlah table macam ni. This table is what we say as a frequency table. Okay. Pada frequency table ini, we can find out how many people have Apple, Huawei, Vivo, others and blah blah blah. Okay, this is frequency lah. This lah. Or we can do a cross tabulation. Helps you make informed decision regarding your research by identifying patterns. Example, sales of an electric company based on their zone. Okay, so zone A, okay, menjual produk A itu dalam 1,700. Produk yang sama dijual ataupun produk yang sama telah dijual di South, di Selatan sebanyak 1,300. Okay, so you can do based on zone. Okay, so this is cross tabulation. Yes, question. Correlation analysis elektronnya buat berapa variable? Okay. Good question. How many variables is for a correlation analysis? For a correlation analysis, how many variables? You can also do one-to-one, univariate yang kita akan study sebentar lagi lah. You can do one-to-one, maksud dia satu dengan satu lah. Okay? Maksud dia exercise dengan losing weight pun boleh, tak ada masalah. Okay? But when you do one-to-one variable, then you won't get anything lah. You will just get one lah. Okay, kita akan dapat satu lah. We can only say that, oh ya betul, exercise loses weight. But that does not mean, it does not mean that benda tu salah. Boleh. Okay, so in order for you to do a good, ini bukannya dalam buku, ini based on papers yang saya baca. Papers yang saya baca mengatakan bahawa sekurang-kurangnya 3 dan ke atas IV. Okay? Maksud dia exercise, food, puasa, dan juga mungkin satu lagi variable. Okay? So if you have about 3 variables as your IV, then it's good enough. Okay? Okay ke AO? Anas, Osman?
Thank you, Doctor.
It's good to hear your voice.
Kat rumah ni Omah Hana lagi kuat daripada ni.
Oh, Omar. Yes. Teruskan dengan yes. Teruskan.
Sorry, Doctor.
No problem. Omar saya Hagi Maru. Hagi Maru. Hagi Maru. Lawa. Have you all seen Hagi Maru? Hagi Maru.
Sedap tu.
Yang lidah terangkat tu.
Dia macam kadang-kadang bila saya tengok tu macam memang wajah ada juga budak tu
Wajah sikit budak tu.
Kedekut.
Tu lah. Okay. Alamak, ini dah recording. Okay, kita avoidkan to check. Okay, where was I? Okay, cross tabulation. Okay, alright. So we stop here for a while. Saya nak minum air sekejap. Now it's 8:40. We start back at about dalam 9:50 boleh? 10 minutes. Sorry, 9:50 lah. 8:50.
Boleh.
Boleh, Doktor.
Boleh, Doktor.
Alright, kita pergi dengan sekarang 8:40, kita start back at 8:50. Salah cakap. 8:50. Alright, see you soon.